Broadcasting from the OCTV studios. This is From the Third Eye. Now, please welcome your host, Hunter Parker.
Well, if it isn't episode 23, folks, it is From the Third Eye. I'm Hunter Parker, of course. It is the release date of Friday, February 28th, 2025. I think I'm going to do that from now on. I'm going to say, every time I do the show, I'm going to say the date that it's published. I think that'll be kind of neat to do. That way you guys know when the show is actually published. Not a bad idea. Anyhow, welcome to the show, folks. Today we have not a whole lot, but we do have something today, and we're going to do a comparison of two web hosting companies that are very similar, Infinity Free and a new web host that I stumbled across recently called Tinkerhost. And we're going to compare both of those feature-wise, what they offer, what the similarities are, what their differences are between the two of them, and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to go over that today. I don't have a bashing zone today, so we'll skip that today. But before we get into the show, couple things I want to mention. One, we only have 3 episodes left, about a month and a half or so left before our 1-year anniversary. We're all very excited here at OCTV about that. I know I am. Yeah, thank you. That's the audience in the background there. Don't pay attention to that. We're all very excited about that. I know it's exciting for me because I don't think I've ever had a podcast last a year before that I can remember, except for the one show I think I told you guys about that I did called The Party Zone that I did with an old friend of mine back in 2016. We started it. We did it every week, and we did it for about 2 years. So I guess I kind of lied about that. I have done one for more than a year, but it's been a while. And but I'm excited about it. We're still trying to plan some things and whatnot, so that'll be fun. But one thing I wanted to mention, I don't know if anybody noticed, but if you go to the show's website, which of course is fromthethirdeye.rf.gd, you're going to notice something different. And that is, if you go to the website, sure, the website itself may not look different, but you may notice if you go to your address bar in your browser, whatever browser you're using, whether you're using Chrome, Firefox, Edge, God forbid, Internet Explorer, whoever uses that crap anymore. I don't know. I don't even know if that even still works. But anyhow, whatever browser you're using, you may notice that the web address in your address bar does not actually say fromthethirdeye.rf.gd. It will actually say fromthethirdeye.22web.org. Why is that, you may ask? What's going on? What's happening? What's the deal here? What is my computer messed up? No, your computer is not messed up. I did what I like to call a silent move. I've moved the website over to Tinkerhost as I wanted to play around with them and see how they worked. So I moved the website over there. The old website with Infinity Free is still there until the SSL certificate expires in April. Then I can get rid of it. So what I did was, instead of having 2 websites that have the same content, I decided to redirect the Infinity Free site, which is the rf.gd one, over to the 22web.org one, which is through Tinkerhost. So both sites still exist technically, but when you go to fromthethirdeye.rf.gd, it will redirect silently to fromthethirdeye.22web.org. So on the show, at the end, when I do the credits, I will give both just in case, at least until the Infinity Free site goes down, which will happen on April 18th. 17th or 18th, depending on when I get around to it. It will be, the redirect will be removed and the account will be suspended and queued for removal. So the Tinkerhost account, which is the 22web one, will be the official site for the show at that time. So in the meantime, you can do either or. You can visit either fromthethirdeye.22web.org, or you can visit fromthethirdeye.rf.gd, which will redirect to the other one. So that's an easy way to do it. And the reason I moved, I really like Tinkerhost, and you'll see why in a minute here. So I really like them. I really like their features that they offer. And it's actually a lot faster than Infinity Free is. Not saying Infinity Free is a bad service, because they're not, and I definitely will use them again in the future. No doubt about that. They're both great. In fact, I will tell you now that the folks at Infinity Free did have a hand in helping get started Tinkerhost. So a lot of their functionality, as I will explain to you guys in just a second, is very similar. Their client dashboard is very similar, but there are, like I said, some differences, and we'll go over those in just a second. But I wanted to give you guys an update on the website, that the website has been moved. And the old website will redirect you to the new one automatically when you visit it. So that's why if you looked at your address bar and you see that the web address is different when you visit the site, you don't have a virus on your computer or nothing like that. It's supposed to do that. So that's set up that way for now. So we did that because, like I said, I wanted to try Tinkerhost out, and what better way to try them out than to actually use them? Can't really try them out if you don't use them. So, and with the 1 year anniversary coming up, I kind of wanted something different, and so we moved the site, and there you go. So, with all that said, that's going to do it for the show. No, I'm just kidding. Not yet. So let's get into the show. So Tinkerhost and Infinity Free, they do have some similarities and some differences. Similarities, let's start with that first, shall we? Both websites have the same ending of their domain. So you have infinityfree.net and tinkerhost.net. Another similarity that you may notice when you use them, when you sign up for your account, is you will create a client account first. The client account is what holds your web hosting accounts, which is obviously where your websites are. Now, similarities with that is they both utilize a company called iFastNet, which is the leading provider in web hosting, paid web hosting, and reselling of servers and equipment for web hosts like Tinkerhost and Infinity Free. Even Eon Free, which I talked about in the bashing zone before, utilized their resources as well, similarly. So they both use iFastNet's resources. server resources. They use their servers, they use their control panel for their web hosting. The control panel, of course, has the same features, same exact features. The only difference with the control panels is with Tinkerhost, in order to manage your website, whether you are changing domain settings or adding subdomains or whatever you're doing, installing WordPress on your site, whatever it is, you actually have to physically access the website web hosting control panel, which you can, of course, do through your client dashboard. Now, with Infinity Free, you still can do that. That's obviously an option. But they have recently, in the past year or so, couple years, implemented some of the control panel features, such as adding subdomains, adding, changing some of the domain settings, whatever it is. They've added those into the client dashboard, so you don't have to access the control panel itself of your web hosting account to manage anything. You can do it right from the client area, which Tinkerhost does not offer. So that makes it a little bit easier in that way to manage your site. Most of the features of the control panel are implemented into the client dashboard as well, so you can just easily access it. And they've added some other useful features in there, such as you can password protect a specific directory of your website if you wanted to, which in the control panel itself does not have the feature in there. There is no feature like that in there natively, so they've implemented that themselves. The differences between those is with Tinkerhost, you password protect a directory, and it will, people will have to enter the desired password to access that directory. With Infinity Free, if you password protect a directory, like if you want a members only section of your site or whatever it is, you can create additional usernames and passwords for each person to have access to. So it's not just one password like Tinkerhost has. You can have multiple, which is kind of nice. One other difference that both of them have is when you install your SSL certificate, which obviously makes your website secure with the HTTPS in the front of it. Tinkerhost makes it a little bit more easier to install those than Infinity Free does. Infinity Free, sure, you can create the certificate and automatically set up the domain records and install it automatically from their client area. Yeah, you can do that, so you don't have to manually do all that stuff yourself. Tinkerhost, you can do the same thing. However, Tinkerhost offers a little checkbox when you're creating your SSL certificate that if you check that box before you save your changes, it will automatically install it for you, doing everything from the configuration to installing it on your domain for you automatically. And it'll send you an email once that's completed. If you want to do it yourself, then just leave that box unchecked, and then you can install it yourself if you want to do that. But if you want the quick way of doing it to where they'll do it for you within 15 minutes or so, check that box when you're creating your certificate, and then it will do it for you. Another thing that's different between the two is deleting your client area account. So let's say you're done with them and you don't want to use them anymore and you want to get rid of it. Sure, that's possible. With Infinity Free, you have to wait for all of your hosting accounts to be fully deleted before it will let you delete your main client account. So when you deactivate your hosting account, it usually takes 30 to 60 days for the account to be fully deleted. And they'll send you an email when that happens, of course. So if you have more than one account, which iFastNet's rule is they're only allowed to allow you to have 3 accounts, hosting accounts at a time. So if you want another one, you have to delete one of them, and then that frees it up and you can create another one. You're only allowed up to 3. So that's the same for both. With Infinity Free, in order to delete your client account, you have to wait that time period for your hosting accounts to be fully deleted before you can do that. With Tinkerhost, on the other hand, sure, that still applies technically, but theirs works a little bit different. When you deactivate one of your hosting accounts, it technically shows in the client area after a few minutes as deleted, even though it's not fully deleted by the system yet. That again takes about 30 to 60 days for that to happen officially. But with them, it shows it in your client dashboard as deleted already, even though it's technically not yet, but it is shown that way. So technically, as soon as your account is shown as deleted, when you get rid of one of them, you can go ahead and delete your client account at any time. You don't have to wait the 60 days for the account to officially be fully wiped from the server. You can, and they recommend you do that, but you don't have to. Where Infinity Free, you do have to. It won't even let you do it unless you wait. One other thing, a couple other things that I'll mention about both of them, differences, is another difference between the two services, besides how the accounts are handled. With Infinity Free, if you deactivate your hosting account, sure, you have that time period where if you don't, or if you leave it for 30 to 60 days and the account is deleted, like I said. They do give you the option, if you go back into your client dashboard, where you can reactivate the account and restore it to what it was, and you can use it again. Before, if you wait too long, then it's gone, and then you can't restore it, of course, because it's gone. But you can restore it if you change your mind. Where Tinkerhost, on the other hand, you cannot. Once you deactivate an account, it's technically gone. There's no way to recover it, not even by them. So that's one other difference on how accounts are handled between the two services. The last thing I will mention that are similar and different is the way you receive support with your account. With Infinity Free, if you are a free user, they offer support through their community forums, where you can register a username when you log into your client dashboard. You can go to your profile and set that up there. With Tinkerhost, they offer that as well. Same deal. However, they also offer, if you're interested, they also offer for all users, whether you're a free user or you have any of their paid hosting services that they offer. They also offer email support through support@tinkerhost.net. You can email that address with any questions you may have or whatever it is, and they'll get back to you promptly and answer those questions or help you out. So you don't have to use the forums. You can, but you don't have to. You can email them if you would like. Email support is open to all users, no matter what service plan you have, whether you are a free user or not. Where typically Infinity Free saves email support and tickets for paid users. So those are some similarities. The only other thing that I'll mention is when you sign up for your account, your client account, when you register, there's one thing you'll notice on TinkerHost that you do not with Infinity Free, and that is it'll ask you to select an account type. There's several types you can choose from: personal, business, educator, and student. Each account type is a little bit different. The dashboard is a little bit different with each account type. I'm still learning what all of that means myself, so I'm not going to get into all that because I don't want to give you guys the wrong information, because I don't really know what all the account types do necessarily. Like, I don't know what the difference is between a personal account and business. I mean, the only thing I know is that there's no cost with either of any of them, so that I do know. But what the differences are with each account type, that I don't know. But if you're just starting out, though, I would select the personal account, and you'll be all set with that. But I did email them last night, and I did ask about what the account types mean and what the differences are as far as the client area is concerned. You know, if there's any feature differences or anything with the different account types. I'm waiting for the response back to see what they say. So on my next show, I will let you guys know what I find out. So there you go with that. So if you want free web hosting, you have a couple options. You can either check out Infinity Free. Their website is www.infinityfree.net. That's INFINITYFREE.net. Or you can go to TinkerHost, TinkerHost.net, and sign up for either of them or both of them or whatever you want to do. You can either sign up when you create your hosting account. You can either use one of their subdomains, or you can use your own custom domain if you have one. Either or will work. Just select the option that best fits you, and there you go with that. So check those out. They're both great services. I will say that TinkerHost has less ads than Infinity Free does. That's another thing I like about them. That's probably why they're faster. So there you go with that. So check those out, infinityfree.net and tinkerhost.net. Check those out if you're looking for free web hosting. Obviously, Alta Vista is still there if you want to check those out as well. HelioHost is obviously there. You can use them too. They're still great services. Yeah, so check those out. So with all that said, that's going to do it for this time around. If you have any comments or questions about the show, or want any clarification about what I talked about today, feel free to get in contact with me anytime, day or night. I check my emails pretty frequently, so I'll definitely respond to you pretty quickly. You can visit the show's website, From the Third Eye, all spelled out, .rf.gd, which, of course, as I said, will redirect you automatically to the new home, officially, of the site, which is fromthethirdeye.22web.com. OCTV.org, and that is the official site for the show. The other one is, like I said, just a redirect at this point. It will redirect you to that one, so you can do either or, whichever. Go to the same place. Like I said, on April 18th, the old website with Infinity Free will no longer be around. It will be, if you go to that website at that time, it will show a suspended page while it's being queued for deletion. So just a heads up on that. So I would get used to the 22 web one soon, because you only got another month and a half or so before the old website will officially be gone. So there you go with that. So again, fromthethirdeye.rf.gd or fromthethirdeye.22web.org is the sites you can check out. Either or works. rf.gd will redirect you to the other one. So check those out. You can contact me through the forum there. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon, as well as the official OCTV YouTube channel. And of course our Red Circle page, obviously, as well. You can check all those out on the website as well. So thanks for tuning in. I'm Hunter Parker. I will see you in a couple weeks for episode 24 as we get closer to our 1 year anniversary. So take care, everybody, and we'll see you next time.